Now I have this guy available. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of move guys around. He's heavy because he's been watered recently. Woo. And I think, Mr. Cabbage, you can go up top. Okay, well, the camera overheated, as they are wont to do sometimes. And so while I was waiting for that to cool down and changing the battery and stuff like that, I took the cabbage plants that were on the ground, I moved them up there. I moved the pot that was over there that was full of beets down here. It is now completely empty. I ate a whole bunch of husk cherries that were ripe. I threw away a bunch that weren't. And I decided I am going to harvest a bunch of the spinach. We've had some problems in here with some cabbage loopers, and so a lot of the spinach is not pretty. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just not pretty. But I am going to harvest a bunch of it and probably make a spinach dip. I was realizing I had a spinach dip recipe for my daughter that we really like, so I just need to get a harvest bucket. And we're going to harvest them. This will also make it really obvious if we haven't got all the cabbage loopers out of there. If we don't use all of this for spinach dip, then I will make something else out of it. We can cook it. We can make it into salads. Lots of things we can do. It doesn't have to be pretty. If it's not pretty, we just won't use it in salads. It's fine when it's cooked, even if it's not pretty. But I have a ton of spinach in here, and I'm going to harvest the whole thing, essentially, except for a few small leaves on each plant. Now we'll get everything back in control. I normally harvest them down pretty hard, about once a week. Did not happen this week. And we're going to play catch up. to be sure to remove any leaves that are yucky. Okay, so I've got some 20-20-20 in here. I've got some the blood of Micro Boost in there. Then I'm going to pour water in on top of that to mix it all up. You'll see me pull back and pour from a higher height a lot of times when I do this kind of stuff. That's because I'm making it stir the stuff up better. As simple as that. That means everything in here is thoroughly stirred up. Now, this may leave white spots on the plants. I'm not going to worry about that. It will wash up just fine. But this is giving it a good hit after having had a bad experience with a caterpillar. Put a little on some of our lettuce. Won't hurt anything. Most of the time I keep it around the base of the lettuce so it's not up actually in the plants. You'll see me kind of peel back the lettuce so that it kind of gets in there without going into the heads, especially the things like the green butters and stuff like that are butter crunch lettuce. Will the world end if I get them wet? No, because if it did, then it would end every time it rained outside. But I try to be conservative. So I now have reconstituted spinach. And this is all going to be washed before it's eaten anyway. And so if I get a little fertilizer on there, it's not going to hurt anything. But that looks much better. Much better. And say, I will bet by the time Friday rolls around, there will be enough spinach for a salad again. I will betcha. So I now need to double check the watering on a couple of things. Spinach is done. Everything's been watered. A couple of things have been fertilized. Let me show you the tomatoes. That's where I was when we crapped out last time. Oh, I decided I was going to go ahead and harvest a bunch of the Thai basil. I'll dry that. Here's our little nursery. Now you can see this guy, which is Granadero, is going kind of gangbusters. Almost everything in there has gone really green. It's looking way better. Some of these other ones, we've got one or two Amanda oranges in here that look pretty decent. Remember, I did start with great stuff here. Got a couple of Gardener's Delights that are starting to look pretty good. I'm just plain leaving these alone for a little bit. I will probably drop a couple of grains of 20-20-20 in each one today. And I'm going to leave them alone. I know from experience that the thing to do is leave them alone. They will put out some roots, and then I can start doing something with them. And the tomatoes that are up still getting a few tomatoes here and there. Some of the sprouts are looking better again because we've had a few days in a row where we didn't have any freeze at night. So there's some like this that are starting to look better again. I may be able to get some more off the Granadero. The other ones, I don't know. It's a bit iffy, but I'm going to leave them for a little while longer. See what happens. We're not heating anymore right now at night. I ran out of propane and haven't been into town to get new. We have to decide whether we're going to get any new. We may. These cabbage and lettuce and stuff like that are very cold tolerant, so you know, they're pretty capable of doing just about anything they need to do. We've had 22, 23 degrees in here before, and both the cabbage and the broccolis and cabbages and stuff did just fine. So, I don't know. Don't really know what we're going to do yet. Haven't completely decided, but that's okay, because the world's not ending. I have a big bucket of spinach with some Thai basil on top. This is beet greens and beets and some husk cherries and a bunch of radishes on the bottom. You know, it's December. It's the beginning of December, but it's still December, and that's pretty amazing. Now, to be fair, I have to be fair and say we've had a very mild winter so far. I guess next week we're supposed to get down into the 20s again. We'll see. We'll see. They have been wrong so much it's hard to believe anything they say this year. Well, just roll with it. We always do. Like I say, the brassicas and stuff will be fine. What we have to decide on is how much effort we're going to put into keeping up things like the Thai basil and the husk cherries. The lettuce will be fine. We still have cucumbers. They look terrible, but that's okay because you know what? I'm going to probably harvest this guy either today or tomorrow. Get another one there. You know, not all of the cucumbers are making anymore. Sometimes we're getting some like this guy's not going to make. That's not shocking. It's December in a semi-heated greenhouse. On the other hand, that's the pepper that we cut everything off of and scraped it back to nothing. And it's apparently very happy in that corner, so I'm just going to leave it there. And we'll see what happens. You know, I really didn't expect it to start coming back as fast as it has. I was hoping it would sort of stay dormant. It's apparently too warm in here for it to be dormant. So it's doing fine. So we'll see what happens. And these are Hercules carrots. And they are obviously doing fine. There's actually one or two in there that are big enough to harvest right now. But since I just harvested my mokum carrots the other day, I don't want to do that. More husk cherries. Again, one of the plants we're deciding on. The calendula is cold hardy. It'll tolerate quite a bit. The guy underneath there, I am not sure if he's Cosmos or I think he's probably Cosmos. It was a seed that didn't sprout, and we thought he was actually carrots when it first came up because, well, baby carrots and baby Cosmos look an awful lot alike. But now that it's lengthening out and changing a little bit, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see what it turns out to be. On the other hand, I am really loving the calendulas in here. They are so pretty, and they're just going crazy and blooming, and it's wonderful. So I'm not going to complain. So until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because obviously we have a lot going on. Although I keep promising myself somewhere in here we'll take a little break. I don't know when that'll be. So until next time, bye.